always open to ideas. Keep your doors to your office open. You never know where good ideas come from. Always be open-minded about technology and new people. I like to go on holidays actually. There's not much. Yeah, I travel a decent amount.
Today I'm going to introduce you to a young, dynamic edu leader, and he is charting the new path for his institution, and we want to know the man behind this persona that is. So over to you, and it was a pleasure to meet you today.
Thank you so much.
And whatever time we spent, I was very curious to know more about you,
right?
About your schooling, what made you tick then, what are the things in those years that you gather as memories,
right? And
then yes, you're this the gravitas you bring with your role, and what is your vision?
Thank you for your kind introduction. I'm Faiq, Director of Oxford Presentation School. So first I'll give you a little brief about how my family came into the education. So it was actually not just my father started the school 25 years ago. This year we are celebrating our 25th Jubilee year. But it doesn't start there. It starts with my grandfather, who was always very who wanted to do something into education, and he went on to building libraries, setting up libraries in the 60s and 70s in Anantnag, which is where we come from. And in the 90s, my father decided that I was born in Anantnag, and I grew up in Srinagar for the initial years of my life, along with my younger sister. And there was a lack of good schools in town. So in the 90s, we moved to Burnhall for my early years education, Burnhall School in Srinagar, a prominent school in the valley.
Run passing it.
Yeah, it's run by the missionary, and it was established by the Irish Mill Hill Fathers in the 50s or 60s, I believe. So around that time, when we moved to Srinagar, my father realized there weren't many good schools available for the other kids and other people in Anantnag. So he went on to establish a school with a benchmark that Burnhall School at the time had set. So that's how Oxford came into being. And post that, I actually went to a boarding school. I did my schooling as a Cambridge student, like I mentioned earlier. Did my IGCSE and my A-levels, and then I went to the UK after that, University of Surrey, for my undergrad, and I'm
very curious about, though I'm rewinding, so when your grandfather started setting libraries, how, where?
In Anantnag.
Like in
libraries were part of adjacent to mosques. They were at the top. The first library he set up was in the top floor of a masjid.
So his whole idea was that every child who comes here should be exposed to knowledge, and
so that was the idea of it. And I never thought I would be in it. We're from a purely business family, and steel trading is what our core business is, and that's what I started doing until, obviously, being owners of a school, being promoters of a school, I started visiting once I moved back to Kashmir. I found myself completely intertwined in the workings of the school, and 6 months into it, I was fully a school. I was fully into running a school, and now it's been 6 years, and I have been giving my
it's interesting, for the longest time we had this whole perception that especially business families, or even students who do brilliantly in school, they pick up careers that are not based on education or education industry.
Yeah.
And then they think anybody who's brilliant or does have resources has to channel it into enterprise.
Yeah.
And they never look at schools as a place that can have that level of excellence also.
It can, and a school and an educational institute can be a place of trying your entrepreneurial skills out. And I truly believe that you can always scale.
You can
a school.
actually scale, and the interesting thing with technology that is happening now, which I have met few people, they create a great curriculum, they set up the frameworks, and then they were doing chain schools.
Yes,
Remember?
absolutely.
Now the paradigm is shifting. Give it 2 years. What you are going to deliver education online.
Yes.
You mean to, you'll have Oxford curriculum created specially for that. Obviously collaborators and all would come with you, but you can actually deliver teaching online and reach the corners from Anantnag that you wanted to reach.
Absolutely. And one of the things I'd like to point out here is post-COVID, all the schools were pushed into technology. And one of the sectors, if there is a sector that's been benefited, it is education. And we are at all the schools combined and companies in the edu-tech as well. We're at the cusp of change. And if we go along with the shift, I think we're good for another 10 years or maybe 5,
or we might
until there might be something new that comes up.
Even look at it as a shift in the business possibilities, educational possibilities, the benchmarking. And today you could be sitting here and you would want a Swedish guy take a lecture for you.
Absolutely.
And there could be a person in Coimbatore who's the best there is.
The reach out is on your phone, anyone, it's accessible to anyone. You don't have to go to Kota, you don't have to go to a lot of the other places that you would normally have to go. The connectivity with each other, connecting with principals and owners from other schools as well. The whole process has become very, very easy now.
Even the trainings that everybody was talking about, if you really see, when you have to train a teacher, you have to unplug her from the school and send her for a training. Right? Imagine she continues in the school and joins an online training.
Absolutely.
And then brushes her skills.
Yeah.
And another thing on online training that I've seen, because we do a lot of webinars and online trainings, that teachers actually get personalized attention. Otherwise, even the training is a group training.
Yes.
Like a checklist, a delivery of a lecture, they do not come back skilled.
Yes. You know, interesting thing I'll tell you about my school, because I joined in 2019 and then we had some political changes over here due to which our schools were closed for a little while. And then right after we opened, we had COVID in our faces. So normally a lot of people would believe that, you know, COVID has battered their schools. I, on the other hand, found myself on a different side of the stick, because we were very quick to adapt to the modern technology that was available to us. We went on to a hybrid model. Reach out was, I honestly felt better, and we were able to, in the last 3 years, we've doubled the role in our school, the number of students, and that comes from the edge technology has given us, and that has been one of the most important things. Things happen faster, paperless, good for the environment, quick.
And you're accountable. What I love about technology is everybody, all stakeholders are kind of accountable.
Absolutely.
It can be troublesome, because
getting a hang of it, but once you have it, it's very easy. It saves a lot of your time.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you don't even have to come into school. You can just have a quick session online, be able to join a meeting, 30 minutes, and you're done. You don't have
you're
to.
more productive.
Absolutely.
End of the day. So, do you think you're going to adopt technology more deeply with the kind of exposure you have?
Absolutely. I think much, much more. I'm always looking out for technology in education. When I went to university, the whole process of studying was very different. We would get our papers online. We had University had its own portal. We had a time frame when we were able to submit it, and there was a plagiarism, Turnitin, and all of that. These were things that were missing in India.
Yeah.
And now it's very easy. I have younger students who have encouraged to look up Turnitin to scan their work, so they're not plagiarizing.
Okay.
And this is a very good time for us to educate them about plagiarism and consequences of it, and how they can actually start being better at it. So when they actually get to university levels, they're already well versed.
Yeah, and it doesn't come like a shock.
It doesn't come like a shock. We have to create an easy buffer for them.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do at my
and
school.
also, I love this idea to be implemented of a flipped class.
Yeah.
We do not let our students engage with their content. We don't let their lights to come on for them to come back to the school, say that, okay, I studied gravitational force on my own, but I had certain ideas that I wanted to discuss with you. So usually we get them in the class and we teach them.
Absolutely.
And that would be, so that first class would be that I am going to tell my teacher, but imagine that so many ideas would come into your head.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you would agree with me on this. In Kashmir, I've realized students are very gritty. And the further out you go from the city, they get grittier. And when we use the technology and the resources we have that anyone in any other country would also have, we need to build on our grit and not lose the core of what we have. Indian students generally are very well known overseas to be good in academics, good in math, and good in all of these subjects. And since we're on the topic of talking about STEM, we have to protect what we have and build on top of that.
So what I liked was when you were speaking, you said, yes, you let them think like that, but give them a framework, layer it, so that they don't lose what they have, but they add.
We don't want to come into school and be like, we feel like this might be a good idea and we do this. No, we sit on it, we develop a program
and close it
and we map it. So STEM is basically a mapping of what should have already been done. But now we've simplified it, we've created a system for it, we've given a map to the schools that they can easily implement, and they see how and why. As long as we see how and why of what we're doing in a classroom, everything starts to make sense. So that's exactly what I feel.
So to me, frameworks, if based on technology, you can tweak it to how you want to take your school.
Absolutely.
Put your assessments to be able to find the gaps and move them. The way you're saying that they need to move at a certain
and we
place.
also need to give them plenty of elbow space to explore themselves, to express themselves. And maybe they might try once and they might not like it, they might not be good at it, but the second time or the third time, and
everybody falls into a rhythm.
Absolutely, and the puzzles fall into their place.
So one message you want to give across?
One message that I want to give across to
students, educators,
to students and maybe parents as well, look at other options, be multi-dimensional in your skill, build on your soft skills. And to school leaders, my advice would be to always be open-minded about technology and new people. You never know, what new people might bring. And more often than not, I have had the experience of seeing that sometimes freshers who are teachers,
they come up with such brilliant
and
ideas.
sometimes they come with like much greater energy and much brighter ideas. With the older teachers, sometimes it can be a whole process of unlearning and relearning, while as with newer graduates, they have to learn whatever's in the market. They're new, they're fresh.
So that is an environment as a school leader, you make it more open and more
Oh, yes.
democratic, and you more discuss.
Absolutely, and always open to ideas. Keep your doors to your office open. You never know where good ideas come from, and there's nothing wrong with keeping your ear to the ground. And that's honestly one of the best advices someone gave me when I got into this sector, this industry.
So,
And that's helped me quite a bit.
great. I'm sure you're going on a brilliant path. And I just want to know, in your downtime, how do you relax?
In my downtime, I like to go on holidays actually. There's
Travel?
not much. Yeah, I travel
A lot.
a decent
Yeah?
amount, yes.
Very, very good.
That's what I like to do. And I like going for good meals. I like eating out.
Okay.
I like trying a variety of different things, yes.
Okay. So next time we will have you cook a meal.
Not a great cook at all, but I can definitely, always pick a good restaurant.
Okay, great. So we'll come to you for recommendations.
100%, definitely.
And I wish you well. And I'm looking forward to coming to your school and
Thank
see
you. We would
how
love to have you there. Would love to
evolved.
have you there. And I've loved your team's energy.
Yeah.
They've done brilliantly. They've been great support to us.
Yeah. But this is just the tip of the possibilities, and I'm not talking just, but possibilities within
Yeah,
when you leverage technology,
absolutely.
how you can magically change the space.
You can.
So I want somewhere the tentativeness to go away, and for all of us to embrace it more fearlessly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if there's a mistake made, just own up to it.
Own up to it, and in
And
some time we'll
start
evolve.
fresh.
Yeah, and we'll evolve our etiquette. This is a new space.
Yeah.
So
And the world's becoming more inclusive, and
Yeah.
we as school owners need to be
I'm
inclusive.
very happy to meet you, and I think you will drive that change, because it needs to come from the lighthouses.
Absolutely.
So looking forward, and
Thank you so much.
God
Wonderful
bless.
people. Thank you.